To build a fire, there is an unnamed protagonist who decides one day to venture around and hike through the sub-zero tundra areas of Yukon territory to meet up with his friends and is accompanied by a dog. Though an older man, or as the author has described, an old-timer of the Sulphur Creek had warned him that the area was too dangerous and not to venture in those areas alone, he ignores his advice thinking he can survive, and the conditions may not be as harsh as the old man had said. But when his spit turns into ice in midair, he feels it actually is cold, but remains calm and confident nevertheless. He smartly avoids all the ice traps and thin ice layers, but during the journey a layer of ice breaks under his feet, and one of his legs gets soaked in the ice-cold water till his knee. He realizes that he won't be able to walk much due to the numbness from the soaking wet cloth, so he decides to light a fire. Under a tree, he starts putting dry leaves, tiny twigs, branches, and lights a fire. He puts the footgear for drying and tries to warm himself up a bit by the fire. While doing so, he laughs at the old-timer Sulphur Creek, thinking he was too womanish and meek. Taking pride in himself that he had survived this much. Not long after this, though, a mound of ice from the leaves of the tree falls right on the fire. Only then he realizes that he should have brought along a friend. The man curses his luck, even panics, but wills himself to remain calm, and attempts to light a fire again but fails miserably. Then he attempts more times to build a fire, but his hands were too frozen and numb to even light a match. But still, in his arrogance, he doesn't realize the gravity of the situation he's in. He believes that he'll survive. The man tries to keep his blood circulation normal by running, but the cold is too harsh, and he gets too tired to even stand. He couldn't even feel his legs and hands. He even thinks of killing the dog just so he could put his hands in the warm body and keep himself alive. The man tries to call the dog towards him, but something in the look of his eyes or his voice kicks the survival instincts in the dog. The dog walks away from the man and doesn't let him near itself. After more attempts, he realizes his foolishness and arrogance and decides to meet his end with dignity. In short, he accepts that he was wrong to think that he could fight with nature and that the old-timer of Sulphur Creek was right. Then he dies of hypothermia. In the 1902 version of the story, the plot is same, though there is no dog to accompany the man. The man's name is Tom Vincent, and he doesn't die in the end. He gets a permanent frostbite though. But still he realizes his arrogance and survives to become a wiser person.